Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope all are safe staying at home. Now, in the last class, I have taken section 1 of lesson 2. Hope all have read it very well and understood the part 1. Now, we are going on to the section 2. Now, in section 1, what did you learn? Mansa going in search of stories, isn't it? Now, whom did she meet? First she met the hare, then she met Fenny the baboon, then an owl, elephant and the eagle. Now lastly it was the eagle who helped her. He said, you wait for me till I come back. I know someone who can help you to give you stories for your children. Now we'll go on to section 2. Here I am, the eagle called. I have brought my friend the big sea turtle. He has agreed to take you to a place where you can find stories. So the eagle told her, you wait here till I come back, and then after some time he came with his friend the sea turtle. All of you all know the turtle lives in the water. He has agreed to take you to a place where you can find stories. The great sea turtle lifted himself out of the ocean and said in a deep voice, climb on my back and hold on to my shell. I will carry you to the land of the spirit people. So the turtle came out from the water, told her to climb on his back and hold on tightly to the shell, and he will take her to the land of the spirit people who will help her to give her stories. Mansa took hold of his shell and they went into the depths of the ocean. Mansa's eyes grew rounder and rounder as they went deep into the ocean. So Mansa sat on the turtle's shell and both of them went down under the water. And she became very frightened and excited because she saw so many beautiful and amazing things under the water, not at all like the things on the earth. Everything was amazing and beautiful and unlike anything on the earth. It was all very different under the water. Finally, they came to the bottom of the ocean, the dwelling of the spirit people. Finally, they reached the bottom. There was the home of the spirit people. The king and the queen sat on magnificent thrones, and their faces shone with such a light that Mansa was a little shy and afraid. She bowed before them. So she saw the king and the queen sitting on their thrones. They were half humans and half fish. That is, from the bottom part was fish and the top part was human beings. So they are called mermaids. And their faces were shining with such a great light that Mansa was feeling frightened now. What do you want, woman from the dry lands? They asked kindly. Dry lands means from the earth. Do you have stories that I could take home? Mansa asked shyly. So Mansa was feeling frightened. So she asked them, do you have any stories which I can take home? We have many stories, they said, but what will you give us in exchange, Mansa? So the king and the queen said, we have got a lot of stories, but we will give you the stories, and in return, what will you give us? What would you like? Mansa asked. We would like a picture of your home and your people. It would be nice to see that place because we can't go there. Can you bring us a picture, Mansa? So what did the king and the queen want? They wanted to see the picture of the earth. What all things were there on the earth, about the people living there, about the animals and birds and all. So they are asking Mansa, can you bring us a picture? So what did Mansa say? I can do that, she said. My husband carves beautiful pictures. He will carve a lovely one for you. You remember, Mansa's husband was good at carving pictures on woods and all. So she said, my husband will carve and give you surely a very beautiful picture. Mansa climbed onto the turtle's shell and he took her back to the shore. She thanked him and asked him to return at the next full moon to collect her and the picture. So she thanked the turtle and told him, you come back after some time. That is, on the next full moon day, the picture will be ready and we will go back. Then Mansa went home and got Zenzel to carve her a beautiful picture which showed the forest and the river and all the animals and birds on earth. So her husband carved her a very beautiful picture which showed the hills, the forest, the river, birds, animals. The picture also had the village and all the people in it. So he also showed on the picture what the village people and also the village. When Zenzel finished it, he wrapped it in a piece of cloth and tied it to Mansa's back. So after completing the picture, you know what he did? He covered it in a piece of cloth and tied it to Mansa's back. So the turtle came, Mansa climbed onto the turtle's back and they went to the land of the spirit people. The king and the queen of the spirit people were very happy with the picture. Why were they happy? Because they had never seen such things under the water. They were familiar with only the things under the water. They did not know what were the things on the earth. For you and your people, they said, we give the gift of stories. So they handed her the largest and most beautiful shell she had ever seen. Hold this shell to your ear to hear a tale. So when Mansa gave the king and the queen the picture, they were very happy. And what did they give her? They gave her a very big shell, a very most beautiful shell, and said, hold this shell to your ear to hear a tale. To hear a tale means whenever you want to hear a story, hold the shell to your ear and you will be able to hear it and you can tell the children. Back in the village, her children clamored, Mother, tell us a story. So when she reached back home, her children shouted loudly, Mother, tell us a story. Mansa put the shell to her ear and began, Once upon a time. And that is how stories came to be. So when the children asked her for the story, what did she do? She put the shell to her ear and then she started saying the story, Once upon a time. You remember, whenever you read stories, always stories start with once upon a time. At least most of the stories start with the words once upon a time. So they believe, the people of Zululand believe that stories started with Mansa from the shell. Okay, thank you children. Read the lesson well. And in the next part, I will be discussing the exercise and question answers and send you the pic. Okay, bye.